Hi, welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I talk to people from all across the country about who they are, what's cool to do, and other stuff. If you want to be part of the show, just go to our website, newmexicorising.com, or email us, newmexicorising@gmail.com. All you got to do is email us, and we will get you on our show so you can come hang out here in the Red Room, and we can talk about your business, your event, or whatever's going on in your life. Heck, I can even Zoom to you if you don't want me to come to your place. A little later in the show, we got Charmaine Bingwa, who's going to be chatting with us about one of her movies. Plus, we also have Abby Max, who's trying to save some kids by throwing a big event for an orphanage. And we'll talk about that all right here on New Mexico Rising. Welcome back to New Mexico Rising. I am honored to have our next guest from the movie Emancipation. Yes, it has been nominated for five NAACP awards. And it's an honor to have Charmaine Bingwa here on the show today. Welcome to the show, Charmaine. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thanks so much, Dan. Good to be here.
So it looks like you guys have, Best Motion Picture, Best Ensemble Cast in Motion Picture, Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Directing in a Motion Picture, and Best Outstanding Costume Design. Congratulations. That's a ton of awards.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this one, so it's nice that it's been seen in this way.
So working on this movie, what were some of the things that you had to come think about when getting into it? I know working with Will Smith and trying to get into the mindset of things that were happening a long time ago. How do you get into those type of roles?
Yeah, I think you just have to approach it from every angle. You know, you need to make sure you know the historical period. You need to make sure you're emotionally prepared. You're prepared with your scene partner, and and just making sure that you're telling the right story. I mean, it was such a beautiful script. Wanted to honor that, and also, you know, I personally did a lot of research into enslaved narratives to make sure that their experiences were being told and shown on screen.
When you're giving so much honor to some of the people of the past that you're trying to reflect the lives of that have, how does that feel?
Yeah, it makes you really proud. You know, I love my job at the best of times, but when it really connects with your heart, it's just like the greatest privilege on earth. And, you know, I feel even privileged to know these people's stories. To me, they're some of the bravest people to walk the earth, and you know, they deserve to be honored. It's so amazing what their presence and time on this planet has given all of us.
And it really kind of opens our eyes to some of the horrible things that people have done in the past, but it also shows some of the bravery and heartwarming moments of the people that had to live through this. Can you tell me your experience of like having to step into those shoes and try to show people's lives?
Yeah, and I think that is the story. The story is the bravery. The story is the ability for one man to take on an entire system. The story is like always persevere and never lose hope. And, you know, and it's also like a cautionary tale, you know, there's a lot more hateful ideologies and divisiveness creeping in our times. And I think it's just a reminder that, you know, love and freedom always, and we never want to revisit those times again.
That's very, very true. But we also have to learn from all of our mistakes in the past. So at least telling the stories of those that lived through it needs to be done, because we don't want those stories to just disappear to history.
Absolutely. And Antoine and I often speak of this film in the way that it's a love letter to our ancestors. You know, we just want to thank them. We want to honor them. And it's our way to say that we respect their contributions across space and time.
Well, thank you for joining me this morning, Charmaine.
My absolute pleasure, Dan. Thank you.
That is Charmaine Bingwa from Emancipation, and congratulations on all those nominations. Hopefully, you're going to walk away with everything. That's all I'm going to say, is that you and your team are fabulous, and you're going to walk away with it all.
Appreciate you, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Millions of people in the United States live with eye conditions that could cause blindness if it's left untreated. And age-related macular degeneration is one of the most common causes of vision loss later in life, which is affecting millions of Americans. So today we have Dr. Talia, Katan, an ophthalmologist at Manhattan Eye Ear, and Throat Hospital, here to explain ways to prioritize your eye health in the new year. Good morning, Dr. Katan. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so what is wet age-related macular degeneration, and who does it tend to affect?
Sure. So, age-related macular degeneration is a disease that impacts over 20 million Americans. So it's very common, and it's a disease of the macula, which is the central part of the retina, the part that allows you to see closely, to read, to recognize faces. Of those 20 million, about 1.5 million have wet macular degeneration. And this is a disease caused by abnormal blood vessels that grow in the macula and that can cause bleeding, swelling, and vision loss, all of which can impact the way you see. In terms of who is at risk for it, just like the name implies, it's more common in people who are over the age of 60. It's also more common in women. It's more common in people with high blood pressure, people who are obese or who smoke. And it's more common in anybody who has a family history of the disease. So for any of those patients, we really recommend that you see your eye doctor every year in order to make sure that you don't have macular degeneration.
So how is wet AMD treated, and what are the current treatment options?
So wet macular degeneration is treated with an injection of medication into the eye, and this medication is given anywhere between every month to every 2, 3, or even 4 months. We have a lot of really great options, including our most recently approved option, which is called Vabysmo. But as with every medication or treatment, we always recommend that you talk to your eye doctor about what the right treatment is for you.
All right, Dr. Katan, thank you for joining us. Where can our viewers go for more information?
So if you're interested in the medication I mentioned, you can go to vabysmo.com. But if you're interested in information about macular degeneration in general, I always recommend the American Academy of Ophthalmology, AAO.org, or the American Society of Retina Specialists, ASRS.org. Both of these are great websites with lots of really wonderful resources.
Well, thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up on New Mexico Rising, did you know that there's a day for Bipolar Day? What does that mean? We'll talk about it. And coming up, Abby Max gives us the insight of her big event that's going on over on the west side of Albuquerque. We'll talk about that all right here on New Mexico Rising. March 30th marks World Bipolar Day, also the birthday of Vincent van Gogh, who was posthumously diagnosed as having bipolar disorder. This day was created with a vision to bring world awareness to bipolar disorders, educate the public on this disorder, and eliminate social stigma. While we've come a long way in prioritizing mental health and recognizing the importance of speaking with a healthcare provider, there's still work to be done. Ahead of World Bipolar Day, we have Dr. Gustavo Alva, a psychiatrist board certified by the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology, who's joining us this morning with much more. Good morning, Dr. Alva. How are you?
Good morning to you. I'm doing terrific. Thank you for having me here with you.
All right, Dr. Alva, can you provide some background on bipolar 1 disorder and its prevalence right here in the United States?
I'm happy to do so. Bipolar disorder is a brain condition, a brain disorder that causes unusual changes with mood as well as behavior. It's not uncommon. Nearly 6 million adult Americans are affected by bipolar disorder, which means that 2.1% of Americans will live with bipolar 1 disorder in their lifetime. And as the name states, bipolar is defined by manic episodes and, on the flip side, depressive episodes. Thus, two poles.
All right, so what are some of the signs and symptoms of BP1?
Well, they can be quite varied. So let's break it down to the two. When people are experiencing symptoms of mania, they might have a lot of energy and might not need to sleep as much. They might feel exceedingly creative, have racing thoughts, but oftentimes they're going to be enjoined with doing reckless behaviors without taking into consideration the consequences. And that then leads towards problematic outcomes. That then is followed by depressive episodes in which people experience the opposite: low energy, social withdrawal, and that leads towards feelings of isolation and misunderstanding. That then means that professionals like myself have to help out patients with bipolar disorder so as to be able to stabilize their symptoms and have them then be able to pursue their goals, careers, and relationships in a solid manner.
So how can patients be more empowered to manage this disorder?
Well, through an active voice, right? An active involvement and speaking with one's healthcare provider about what's best for them is really important. So the key issue here is open dialogue about mental health, educating not only oneself, but also others so as to be able to fight the stigma that sometimes is associated with bipolar 1 disorder.
As a healthcare provider, how do you determine which treatment is best for a patient dealing with BP1?
Well, everyone's a bit different, but for the most part, clinicians like myself will usually help patients out with an oral medication. Upon stabilization, that then opens the door for other options, including long-acting injectables. So imagine if now instead of having to worry about taking your medicine every day, you can now focus on other areas around your life because you've had a medicine that's now on board for the next month. And that's quite liberating for some individuals. So the treatment approach will vary according to the individual. But the important thing here is that this is a medical condition that has ready aid associated with multiple interventions.
And finally, where can we go for more information?
Absolutely. There's a great resource online called learnmorebp1.com. So learnmorebp1.com ties in with this theme of World Bipolar Day and educating the public at large.
Thanks for joining us, Doc.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we talk to people from all over the country about cool things. And today we are back at one of my favorite spots in town, ABQ Golf and Games, which is a arcade that has no tokens.
Yes, none. No tokens, no cards. The only thing we have is a time limit. So you come in and you pay one price and you can play everything for however long you want.
Excellent. So come on in and be part of the ABQ Golf and Games family. And you have other cool events that are going on here?
Yes.
What do you guys got?
So every Friday we do karaoke night.
Friday's karaoke. I tend to be sitting over there working on my laptop. So if you come by and sing, come sit next to me. We'll sing together.
Indeed.
We can do a duet.
Duets.
Duets.
So yeah, every Friday we do karaoke. The cool part about that is it's only $10 to play. So if you're coming in to sing, it's $10 to play. You play all night. If you have an APS report card or just even a report card from the state of New Mexico, you bring it in, you will get a free snack pack. So you get popcorn, gummy bears, and Capri Suns for good grades. So that's a play on something I used to do back in the day. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that. It's like, you remember the Book It?
Yes, it's the same
just
deal.
like Book It.
Yes.
That's awesome. Maybe you should have like a little book, like if you read a book, get some stars. And
That counts for adults too. So if you're in college, bring in your good grades, you get some free gummy bears.
That's great. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. So unfortunately, no, I'm just going to be sitting there on my laptop and working. So
fair enough.
If you want to come on by, where are we located? What is the address?
So it is 1016 Juan Tabo Boulevard, Suite F. We're right next to Lobo Comics. We're right next to Domino's. We're right next to Wendy's. They're not paying me to say any of this. So we are right between all of those different locations.
Okay, so come on by, hang out with us every Friday for karaoke, and sometimes you take out everything and do skating nights. How's that going?
So the last Thursday of the month, we work with Throwbacks Roller Skating, and we take all of the stuff out of here except for the stuff you see behind you, and we make a full roller skating rink. So the end of February, we did 70s and 80s nights. So you dress up in 70s, 80s. And they actually bring all of the skates with them. They have helmets. They have the little trainer thing. So if you don't know how to skate, they can help you out. So the last Thursday of this month, we're going to be doing that as well. I don't know what the theme is yet. We're still working on it. But the last Thursday of the month, we do roller skating night. And the cool part is you can roller skate and play games all for the same price. It's $20 a person all night long. Adult skate starts at 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So that way the kids come in and play games, and then you guys can do, your romantic skate with your partner or whoever.
Are there going to be some slow jams? Some people go hold their hands and cuddle and spoon and hang out?
Yeah. If you can spoon while you're roller skating, that's some serious points.
That's some serious roller skating right there. All right. I know people are like, why are you always hockeying to ABQ Golf Games? Because he's a friend of mine. All right, deal with it. The other thing is he's a very small independent business here in New Mexico, and anything we could do to help out small business is a cool thing. So if you want to just message us. I'll find a way to get you a discount to even come down here because I want you to come by and check it out and at least buy a hot dog or buy a Reese's or what else we got?
Snickers.
Get a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
That's it. Get something from here. Or a root beer, something like that. Just come on by and get yourself a drink or a snack and help out this guy here. His name is Joe.
Yes.
He's a vet. He used to be part of
the army type, not the dog.
Oh,
type.
okay.
Yeah.
Don't
bring your dog. You can bring your dogs in, but I'm not going to fix them.
He's a vet and former EOD. So okay. Well, there you go. Thank you for your service, my friend.
Of course.
All right, bring people in. Help out this vet. Make this business happen for him. Hey, this is what we do right here in New Mexico Rising. We'll be back with more all after this. And next, Abby Max, and find out how you could help out an orphanage. And coming up a little later, Dust City Opera has a music video for us to check out, and it's all right here on New Mexico Rising. Welcome back to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan, and in the non-studio of the place we call Albuquerque Golf and Games is the lovely, talented, and wonderful Abby Max. How are you?
Good.
She's throwing a big event on April 7th over at the Salt Yard West, which is the one next to Cottonwood Mall.
Yes.
And it's to benefit kids. Can you tell me about this event?
Yes, this is going to benefit the VBP Foundation.
What is the VBP Foundation?
It's a foundation that runs an orphanage where the kids are living with HIV.
See, she is like one of the most like perfect humans in the world. She's kind to people. She's smart. She's loving. What brought you to like help out this orphanage? What got you there?
I went and I visited the orphanage while I was on a trip in India, and I looked up orphanages in the city I was in, and boom, there's a VBP Foundation.
So you went, hung out over there, met some of the kids, checked it out, and now you're back in the United States, and you decided I need to do something.
Yes.
Good people. Good people. So the event's on the 7th. How can people get involved and help you out with this orphanage?
Buy tickets. Buy tickets.
Right. So how do we get our tickets?
You can go to Eventbrite and you can use a QR code.
All right, we'll put the QR code on the screen. So what do we have to look up in Eventbrite to find your event?
Red Carpet Charity Event.
The Red Carpet Charity Event. So go to eventbrite.com and look up the Red Carpet Charity Event. Who's going to be out there? The like photography or?
Yes, the Gorilla Photo Group.
Okay. GBG. Okay,
Yes,
they're going to be out there taking photos.
They're professional photographers, and they'll be there on the red carpet taking your photos.
Music and dancing.
DJ Patrick Baldonado.
All right, he's going to be out there. What about food?
We will have hors d'oeuvres, but please don't come too hungry.
Don't come too hungry.
But if you need a snack, we got your back.
Oh, nice. If you need a snack, that's a nice little rhyme you got there. All right, check it out. It's going to be on April 7th over at Salt Yard West. Please make sure that you get your tickets now, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on this whole event. And it helps out kids. And definitely do this. It's the VBP Foundation. These kids absolutely need your help. And if there's anything we could do to help, we're gonna. So that's what we do. So go get your tickets today. Thank you very much, Abby, for hanging out here. See, she's a wonderful human, kind, philanthropist, world traveler. Okay. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more. All right, here in New Mexico Rising, all after this. And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out and being part of the show and just watching it. And it surprises me every single time that people are saying, hey, we saw the show. Well, thanks for watching. That's kind of cool. And I want to give something away right now for a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ Golf and Games. If you want to take you and up to 3 other people or a total of 4 in your party to ABQ Golf and Games, email me right now your favorite color. Yep, it's very simple. To newmexicorising@gmail.com. Tell me your favorite color, and I'm going to choose, let's say, 2 people who email me right now this very second a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ golfing games so they can play some unlimited gameplay over at their store. So check that out. Email me now, and we'll choose some winners, and that's it. So until next week, here's some music from Dust City Opera, all right here on New Mexico Rising.
Hide from burning cars, only bracing for the end to take me from the earth. I heard them rise up from the ground and pound their wicked birth. And the dawning of this curse, all of the commercial fighting and hide, all of the neighbors they lock up at night, all of the children are frozen and fried until the return of the unkind. No one is gonna be coming for us, no one is gonna be standing in dust, all of the roses are coming up dust until the return of the unkind. Lash like fingers toward the walls, the roots struck across the lawns. Nowhere safe to hide oneself, that scarlet bloody dawn. Tormented disguised as one, I tasted bitter fruit. Shook in horror as my eyes perceived the tender shoots that had sprouted from my clothes. All of the commercial fighting and hide, all of the neighbors they lock up at night, all of the children frozen and fried until the return of the unkind. No one is gonna be coming for us, no one is gonna be standing in dust, all of the roses are coming up dust until the return of the unkind. Better find somewhere to hide, not look to the sky. Black rains are gonna come, and the strongest will if I quit or carry on. 'cause you knocked me down, or you tried to. Glass cuts deep and brings me back to you. Why shouldn't there be blood if our love is true? But where are you now? Where have you gone to? So soon I await two stars to bright for my eyes that steal from me the light I once thought was mine, and they give it all to Sing me a song